Astros into the postseason. Back-to-back playoff appearances.
Swing and blasted! How about that? Walk it off! Great white shark! I can't believe it!
What a great scene it is. We are ready for baseball.
We welcome you to Houston, Texas at Minute Maid Park, home of the defending world champion Houston Astros. The 2018 American League Division Series presented by T-Mobile. It's game one of the American League Division Series. Cleveland Indians won the AL Central. The Astros win the AL West with 103 victories. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Don Orso, along with Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Hazel May will join us in a moment. This is going to be a great series and great pitching. It starts today with Kluber and Verlander. Doesn't get much better than that.
It does not. You talk about a starting rotation on both of these sides. It's best in the league. And it starts off today with Corey Kluber, 20-game winner Corey Kluber. He's been good over the last 5 years. He's their ace for the Indians. And here's Justin Verlander having one of his best years. Future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander. You talk about Carlos Carrasco following up tomorrow against fireballer Garrett Cole. It's going to be a good one in game two, but this is as good a starting pitching as you can see. Fastballs, K's galore. It's a beautiful thing.
As good as the pitching is, both these teams possess great offenses as well.
They do, and it comes from the infield. You know, the infielders with the Indians. You talk about Francisco Lindor at shortstop. He's 38 home runs. I mean, what kind of year he's had? He's the whole thing. Altuve on the other side wasn't as good as his MVP season last year. And Jose Ramirez, what a year! Power and speed. And Bregman is really the MVP for the Houston Astros this year. 51 doubles, 31 home runs. I mean, they've got great offense, great pitching. This is going to be a great series.
Well, you talked about the pitching. We talked about the pitching. And with more on the starting pitching, let's send it down to field level at Hazel May.
Don, Justin Verlander said he doesn't know if motivated is the right word, but he definitely gets more charged up when opening a playoff series. There's more emotion, more nerves. He said he'd be lying if he told you today is just like any other start. Now, this is a start Corey Kluber lobbied for. He told me that he wanted the ball for game one in order to set the tone for the rest of this playoff series. Manager Terry Francona said Kluber is ready to accept the challenge of anchoring this pitching staff this postseason. Don?
All right, Hazel, thanks very much. As the Cleveland Indians starting lineup today has Francisco Lindor leading it off at shortstop. He has 8 leadoff home runs for the Cleveland Indians. That's the most in their history. Keep an eye on that. Michael Brantley, who has been often injured over the last couple of years, is healthy and in left. With Jose Ramirez at second base, Edwin Encarnacion is the DH. Josh Donaldson coming over from the Toronto Blue Jays at third base. Yonder Alonso at first base with the veteran Melky Cabrera, many postseasons as well for Cabrera. Yan Gomes does the catching with Jason Kipnis, playing a long time at second base in his career, but in center field now for the Indians.
You see the Houston defense today around the infield, third to first. Alex Bregman at third, Carlos Correa at short, Jose Altuve at second, Yuli Gurriel at first. Out in the outfield, Gonzalez in left, Springer in center, Josh Reddick in right behind the plate. Maldonado catches Justin Verlander.
Now going over the ground rules right now here at home plate, and there are many to be dealt with here. A lot of nooks and crannies here in Houston. You don't have the hill anymore in center field. That has now been closed in with a backdrop in the batter's eye, so that is gone. That's not part of it. But a lot of ups and downs as far as the walls go here.
This is a strange place, but it seems like it would be an offensive place, and then you see the pitching leads the world, and so that says a lot about the quality of their pitching, especially the starting pitching.
Justin Verlander getting ready, a 16-game winner this year, as he takes the field along with the defending world champion Houston Astros. Talk about a guy that has rejuvenated his career after his time with the Tigers, comes here. Not sure what's left in the tank, and right now pitching his best baseball perhaps of his career.
Oh, I'm telling you, since he came over here last year, about halfway during the season, you know what he did with the Astros last year, and this year he's topped it all. This guy's 35 years old, 290 punch outs. incredible year. Didn't walk anybody. It's just some of these stats he has are incredible. They really are. Future Hall of Famer, to say the least. He still has to pitch a few more years, but he's been dynamite in postseason, not only with the Astros, but with Detroit before that.
Well, it is all about the pitching. They have been incredible. The Astros, really, 5 aces have been absolutely dominant this season. Each starter has 10-plus wins, over 1,600 combined strikeouts, a major league record, and a combined 3.11 ERA, 217 opponent batting average, and both of those numbers led the American League. So it is not only the starting pitching, it's also the bullpen for this Astros squad.
Yes, it is. But I can't get over what Verlander's done this year. Really, to me, he's turned himself into what he was when he was a kid. And this is a guy that won the MVP back in 2011. You can't be any better than that. But I'll tell you, this year, he may not get the Cy Young this year. I think somebody else will. We'll talk about that some other time. But this is exciting here in Houston. They've gotten used to winning down here.
The Astros pitchers, 534 runs allowed, fewest allowed by an AL team in a full season since the 1969 Orioles, who allowed 517. Here we go. Game number 1 from Houston. And Francisco Lindor to lead it off. 38 home runs during the regular season for Lindor. He's not your typical leadoff hitter by any stretch of the imagination. Also drove in 92 during the regular season.
To me, that's like an MVP season, but there's so many other guys.
First pitch, the ALDS from Houston is in there for strike 1. 16 wins during the regular season for Verlander.
Yeah, fastball, curveball, slider, fastball, high 90s.
How about day games for Verlander this year? He was 9-0 with a 1.93 earned run average. Didn't lose during the day, and opponents hitting at 191 against the right-hander.
There are so many stats you can grab from him that are just phenomenal. Left-handed hitters don't hit off him.
Jumps ahead here, 0-2.
See the fastball, he'll throttle it throughout the game, but he's got a good hook. Always had a good hook. That slider's come around for him. A little biter he throws in on left-handers.
In the 38 home runs for Lindor, 37 of those home runs coming from the leadoff spot in the order. Terry Francona back in the postseason again. Trying to get the Indians their first title in 70 years.
Boy, he has been special for the Indians since he came over there. It's almost like a given now. They're supposed to go to the playoffs. Future Hall of Famer, too, sitting right there.
World Series championships in 04 and in 07, both in Boston. In the air to shallow center. It's Correa, the shortstop, ducking back to shallow center for out number 1. They're in the shift on the right side on Lindor.
Well, this is the shift in his team in the big leagues, the Houston Astros. It's almost like they made it up. It's either Houston or Tampa that made this up, and everybody.
Joe Madden back in the day when with Tampa, it seemed.
Please. And it's a given.
Well, here is Michael Brantley. What a great story he has been. Suffering through so many injured years with the Indians. One of their best players. Healthy, hitting at .309 this year. That's 5th in the American League. Terry Francona was telling us before the game that you had to feel for him. 2 years ago during the World Series, he was working out in the clubhouse, just rehabbing, trying to get back for future years. And so glad to have him on the postseason roster in 2018. Slaps it fouled, evens a count of 1-1.
You talk about a professional hitter. He's just got quiet hands. Everything is just Looks so simple. I love this guy's swing. All-star this year.
Hitting 321 off right-handed pitching during the regular season. Just missed. A.J. Hinch trying to get back to the World Series again. It's been 17 straight seasons without a repeat World Series champion. Verlander falls behind.
And like I said, Verlander hasn't walked anybody this year, considering how he's gone his whole career. This year has been phenomenal. His strikeouts to walks, I mean, ridiculous. Almost 8-1. I mean, it's unheard of. Here he is, 3-1. He's got a party right here.
Riley backs out here, 3-1. Verlander finished the season very strongly. 5 starts, 3-0 with a 1.09 earned run average in September. Fly ball headed to center, and George Springer's out there waiting. 2 down in the first inning. 2 balls in the air.
I'm sure he's got nerves. I don't care who you are, how great you are. That first inning, man, it's a tough one. But he sure does like day games, like you said. I mean, please, I hate day games. But
2
no
down
one
in
cares.
the first. I care.
Yeah.
Jose Ramirez with 39 home runs during the year, up over 100 RBIs. Always that 3,000 plateau you're looking at, and he reached it again. 39, 105, and hit 270.
Kind of fell off a little bit the last month of the season. You know, he's got 39 home runs. You can't help but think he wanted to hit 40, right? What a great season he had. And he can run, this guy. And then he moves over to second base. That's another story.
Strike ball. .34 starts during the regular season for Verlander.
He doesn't want to show everybody too much either. We've seen a lot of fastballs early here. That slider. Likes to save that one. Haven't seen it and then get in on you. You see, mostly fastballs, a lot of high fastballs since he got to Houston. Houston loves to be north and south. He took to that right away.
Now they're shifting on Ramirez on the right side of the infield. On a pitch down and in.
Well, some guys you can't save it for. You can't get him out if you don't throw it.
Second straight batter here that Verlander has fallen behind 3-1. Battle back to get Brantley, and now dealing with Ramirez.
Little cross seam here.
Walks him with 2 down.
Well, that's a lot of respect right there. I mean, a couple of sliders down for balls, and then he has to party with him, and he throws a ball. Clearly didn't really want to go at him. It's either paint or nothing. Ball 4.
So a 2-out base runner, Jose Ramirez at first, and it brings up Edwin Encarnacion. The DH batting out of the cleanup spot. 32 home runs during the regular season. Another guy up over 100 RBIs at 107 for Encarnacion. Quick check on Ramirez, but he is back to the bag, diving.
You know, we talk about Cleveland. They've led the league in stolen bases, and you know, it used to be that you could run on Verlander. Not anymore. He'll throw over there a ton too.
On the ground towards short, Correa will flip underhanded to second for the out that ends the top of the first inning. Indians get nothing. The Astros are coming up. Don't score. The Astros are coming up from Houston in this game one. Let's check out the Astros starting nine. It's George Springer at the top of the order and in center field. Jose Altuve at second base. Alex Bregman at third. Tied for third most in franchise history in doubles. Julio Gurriel is at first base with Marwin Gonzalez in left. Carlos Correa at shortstop with Tyler White the DH. Josh Reddick in right and Martin Maldonado does the catching. Corey Kluber wanted the ball to start game one from Terry Francona, and he got it.
How could you not give him the ball? Look at those numbers. He's been doing this regular over the last 5 years. He finally got to 20 wins.
George Springer, World Series MVP in 2017. Leads it off game one of the ALDS. Here in the last of the first inning and takes ball one.
You want to see some movement. Kluber, he is special now. He makes the ball dance and he can paint. Cutter, great cutter.
Generally not out there a long time during his innings. 14.8 pitches per inning, second fewest in the American League. Minaya threw fewer for the Oakland A's.
That's why you got to be careful early. They attack him sometimes because he's around the plate so much. Maybe he's trying to.
Left side deep in the hole. Lindor's long throw will get there. Good stretch. Kept the foot in the bag for Yonder Alonso. And Springer retired for out number one.
You know, I'll tell you what, Lindor gets his hands on it. You'll see some great plays from Lindor in this series. This is way in the hole. He knows he's got enough time because he's got a gun. You'll see him throw a one hopper a lot, but he's got enough to get it there. Easily gets out Springer.
One down in the first inning for Jose Altuve.
We'll be talking about Lindor a lot. He is special.
Altuve, a career .316 hitter. Rolls this one over foul.
You know, you start talking about, you know, starting pitching, strikeouts, everybody punches out 200. We haven't seen a strikeout yet. Only an inning in the third, I get it, but
.316 this year during the regular season. When we were here about a month and a half ago, this was a banged up Astros team. They got everybody back and back strongly as this is sent to center. Kipnis had started back, now hangs out, takes care of out number two. You're talking about their all-star defense, and here it is.
Here it is. How about an all-star defense? Donaldson at third, Lindor at short, Ramirez at second, Alonso at first, Brantley at left, Kipnis in center. Kipnis wasn't a center field gold glover, but Cabrera in right, Gomes behind the plate, and Kluber an all-star 3 times.
Two down in the first for Alex Bregman. Another 3,100 guy, 31 home runs, 103 RBIs.
You think they're trying to attack Kluber because he's around the plate so much. We haven't seen, he hasn't even gotten into it yet. I can't even talk about what he's got. We'll see.
Bregman had 83 extra base hits during the season.
Once again, a legit MVP, but there's so many of them, starting with Mookie Betts.
Talk about talent in this series, not only pitching but offensively. Both teams are stacked, and largely the reason they're here.
Almost looks like he crossfires just a little bit, but he'll cut it. He'll throw a little curveball, and he throws that outside corner, a little two-seamer that comes back that he paints. Gets called strike threes a lot. Like stop the presses every time somebody throws 3 balls.
He's falling behind here, 3-1 to Bregman. Gurriel waiting on deck here for the Astros. Strike called in the corner, and Bregman gets a bad news from Chris Conroy. Thought he had ball 4.
Yeah, that's a little gift, a little present there for Kluber, and that's what you get when you throw strikes. You know, reputation. And I'm a pitcher. That's what you got to have, even though it's a little low.
2 down, base is empty, and a payoff pitch is ball 4 this time. 2 out base runner for the Astros here in the first inning.
Both these pitchers, starting pitchers, walk a guy, which is unheard of. But this is the division series, and this is totally different. This is world-class teams now.
2 down, Bregman at first, and here's Gurriel. And a total of 13 home runs. 10 of those 13 came right here at Minute Maid Park. Enjoys hitting here. Astros do as a team, for that matter. Gurriel was not sure about that strike call. Center fielder Jason Kipnis over towards right center. Good sized gap out in left center. And a good sized lead at first for Bregman. Noticing was Kluber, stepped off and looked him back.
Gomes has got a good arm behind the plate, as well as Maldonado on the other side.
Gurriel finished the season well, had a 13-game hitting streak, snapped the last day of the season. And during the 13-gamer, hit at .426.
I think he's a good breaking ball hitter.
That's with Bregman at first, 2 down here in the Astros first inning. To center field. Kipnis will go back a few steps. He'll have room for out number 3. That ends the first from Houston. Indians and Astros are scoreless. The MLB At Bat mobile app brings every postseason moment to your favorite devices. Catch every moment with features such as live radio broadcasts, the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball. Ready for live baseball, inning 2, the ALDS. And strike 1 to Josh Donaldson.
And Josh Donaldson, Cleveland Indians, huh? You got the double take.
The newcomer who now has the most postseason games on this Indians roster coming over. So you're talking about a guy with great resume here now on your club from the postseason. 31 previous postseason games for Donaldson.
That calf put him out for a long time this year.
There were some who are not crazy about the waiver wire deal and how it went down. Whether or not he was healthy at the time was a question mark. He ended up staying on the DL and going on a rehab as soon as he became an Indian, and some kind of shook their head a little bit as to how the deal took place in order to get him on the roster for the postseason. Here he is. Back to the mound. Verlander, a little bit of a leap and a toss for out number 1.
Probably looking to go upstairs with a punch out, and he gets on top of it. A little weak ground ball to Verlander. So athletic. What a play.
It's a big man out there, too.
It is. He is thick, man. This guy is strong.
Now 1 down here in the 2nd inning. Yonder Alonso coming up. First baseman for the Tribe. He finished strong last 13 of the regular season, hitting at .395.
Boy, he could launch the ball. Alonso, he gets the ball up.
Shift on him inside the Astros infield. Oh, kind of ties him up, on the hands.
That's that slider. I mean, that is a biting, finishing slider.
A tough time against Verlander. 1 for 9 in his career.
Yes, so he'll rock your world with that slider, or he'll throw that hot gas. Or a hook. Hello.
First strikeout for Verlander. 2 down.
How about that? And then he takes something off the breaking ball. I mean, he can play with guys. You saw the hard slider, then you see that little dewdrop in, and it gets him way off balance. That'll mess you up for the next at bat.
2 down here in the 2nd inning. Brings up Melky Cabrera. He was much better on the road this year than he was at home. He was .319 on the road. .232 at home. Another guy who has vast postseason experience. 22 postseason games.
Seems like a long time ago when he broke in with the Yankees, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah, won a World Series with the Yankees in '09. He's not played in the postseason though, even with those 22 postseason games since 2010, and that was as a member of the Atlanta Braves.
That is pain. They finally get a little excited here, waiting for a punch out. That's when you'll hear them make some noise.
In the air to left field, sending Gonzalez back towards the track in front of the wall. Makes the catch. So 1-2-3 second inning and a half done without a score from Houston. 2018 NLDS schedule presented by Doosan. Later today, Game 2's Rockies at Brewers. That's on FS1. Braves at Dodgers, FS1. Sunday, Game 3's the Brewers at Rockies at 4:30 on MLB Network. Dodgers at Braves at 8 Eastern on FS1. Best time of the year, postseason in Major League Baseball. Glad you've joined us on TBS for Game 1 of this AL Division Series. Indians and Astros, and the Astros bat in the bottom of the second inning. Roller foul off the bat of Marwin Gonzalez.
Boy, he does it all for the Astros, Gonzalez. Mostly left field, though. I do believe he played shortstop when Correa was out, too. So, I mean, you talk about an athlete.
You just never know where he's going to be. Carries about 7 gloves in his locker. A lot of guys use his gloves from wherever he plays, and it is a great asset to A.J. Hinch. Now here they are.
There it is.
65 and left, as you said, most of the time. 29 at shortstop, 21 at first, 19 at second, only 2 at third.
I think if you could play shortstop, you could play anywhere. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
I mean, really.
Best athlete on the field, argument could be made.
Or the pitcher.
Said by the Hall of Fame pitcher.
There's that cutter. 20-game winner. It's been a while. Cliff Lee won 20 with the Indians. Before that was Gaylord Perry, 1974.
First right-hander since Gaylord Perry. You mentioned Cliff Lee mixed in between. And A.J. Hinch out here, not sure what that is about. They are
What up?
going to talk it over here as Chris Conroy headed down to see whether or not this was hit by pitch. Hinch thinks he was hit by the pitch, and they're going to challenge this. They thought it got him on the way in.
I don't think so. He thought it probably caught his shirt. That was just, I don't know. My look said no. And I'm the authority, but
This replay review is powered by Mitel.
his shirt was moving.
Yes.
But it was moving just because it was moving.
Because he was jumping back?
Exactly.
Not because the ball was making contact. That's what you see.
Hope I'm not wrong.
Don't know.
Check it out.
See again.
See what I mean?
Yeah, I don't see him making contact
See?
there with him. Oh, yeah, it did.
Ooh, never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Hit batsman clearly.
I got to get all the film now before I make my decision.
Yes. The first couple of angles didn't show you much.
Yes.
That one did.
That's why you got to be careful. No,
Yes.
don't put the ranch on anything.
That's a hit batsman.
It is.
There you go.
That's the only way to get hit.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
He's going to first. Hit by the pitch.
Yes.
They saw what we saw.
I was wrong.
So a good challenge there by
Yeah.
the Astros, as it turns out. Leadoff base runner.
Leadoff base runner. That's the thing.
How about Kluber hitting only 3 batters during the regular season? That barely grazes Gonzalez.
He doesn't have any emotion. I've never seen any pitcher that doesn't give any emotion. Talk about stoic. You never know what's going on if you look at his face.
So lead runner on here for the Astros in the second inning. Carlos Correa. Is he 100%? One of the question marks on the DL twice this year. Back injuries. A.J. Hinch telling us before the game he likes the way that Correa finished this season as he chops one outside of third and foul. Really felt like he was fully back by year's end. Went into a series against the Orioles in which he appeared to be just swinging freely, and that's what he's worried about most. Him trying to change the swing at all based on the way he feels.
Yeah, because you're thinking this guy should hit 25 bombs just to stay in shape, right? I mean, so you know there's something wrong.
Last 37 games, 180 average.
The little sweeping slider took something off.
This season, March to June, a much different year than after the injuries. August and September, mentioned just the 180 average. 37 games. Their double play depth are the Indians, and that pitch didn't miss by a lot, but a tad low.
And the Astros lead the world in the American League and grounded into double plays.
Up the middle, Lindor and Ramirez. Swing and a miss, and Correa strikes out. First K of the day for Corey Kluber, 1 down.
Well, he threw that ball right by him, like he was standing still. Flat-footed, that just looks like a little cut fastball, I guess, but it was totally by him. That's a two-seamer. That's not a four-seamer, and that ball's up and by him.
1 on, 1 down brings up Tyler White, the DH for the Astros. So it's a 276 average, 12 homers, 42 runs batted in. .42 RBIs in his last 54 games.
Well, after the All-Star break, he was money for the Astros.
Talk about a guy who was a 33rd round pick in 2013 out of Coastal Carolina. That one got him. Yep. Second batter Kluber's hit in the inning. Again, he hit 3 during the regular season. 2 here in the second inning.
Strangest thing you're ever going to see. A little two-seamer that ran too far inside. Just barely got him. Nobody is in pain over these 2 hit by pitch. Nobody. Just a little nickage. You see the movement on that two-seamer, like, look out.
Two on, 1 away, and Josh Reddick coming up. Right fielder batting out of the 8th spot of the Astros order. Kluber trying to pitch his way around 2 hit batsmen in the inning.
Yeah, not real sharp today so far. It's early, I know, but ball 4 he never throws in the first inning. He's got a lot of 3 ball counts and then the 2 hit by pitches. And that's not Kluber.
Broken back grounder to short. Lindor touches second, fires to first, double play, gets him out of the inning. He does work his way around the back-to-back hit batsman. Scoreless, 3-2.
I know when I stepped foot here last year, and I know this year, that in that locker room, it's something special that doesn't happen that often in baseball. When the switch flips and it's time to play baseball, everybody's on one mission, and that's to win a ball game. So, you know, I hope these guys, some of the younger guys, know how special this is, because I sure do.
You're hearing from a veteran who's been there, done that, realizes what time of year it really is. And for some of these other guys, he mentions the young guys, a lot of different guys on this team that were not here last year for the Astros. This is not going to happen every year.
I'll tell you, and he's been around the block, and he came from Detroit. They were changing lanes, right, when he left, and he came over here. But when you're a guy that's been around as long as he has, when you see it and you feel it and you've been around it, there's nothing like it, and you know it, and you appreciate it, and you want those kids to be appreciating too.
Yan Gomes leads it off here for the Indians. Gomes, Kipnis, and Lindor scheduled to bat. It's 8-9-1. The Indians here in the top of the third inning. Kluber worked his way around 2 hit batters in the bottom half of the second inning. Huge double play there.
Oh, that was totally busted bat up the middle, just hit hard enough. Yan Gomes, he's trying to lift. You talk about launch. He's got a launch swing. Had a rebound year this year for Gomes. I think he made the All-Star team this year.
Did indeed, as this one fouled off to the right out of play.
Had a bad year last year. But he's back. And he's got a great arm too.
Crowd settling in here to game 1 of the ALDS. And a foul to the screen. It's the Indians and Astros head to head in the first. Some scoreless innings here so far, and it's the Indians batting here in the top half of the third inning. Terry Francona's Indians winning the AL Central. The Astros winning 103 games, and the West just missed.
High gas followed by that slider.
The Astros, of course, won the World Series last year, won 101 games last year. They won more regular season games this year. Does it matter? Not sure. We'll find out.
Did we already talk about it? But they went off. Remember, we were here, and they went off. Was it about a month and a half? The A's were right up. They tied them. They caught them, which was incredible by the A's to do.
Mid-August.
Yes, it was shocking. They caught them, and then they took off.
We were here for the Seattle Mariners series, in which the Mariners came in and swept a 4-game series.
Middle of August.
Diaz saving all 4 games of that series. After that is really when they started the turnaround. Houston, the 5th team in the divisional era since 1969 to win 100+ games following a World Series title. First since the 1990 Oakland A's. Something you may know a little bit about.
Yeah, but we lost the World Series. Didn't end well.
Jeff Lunau, president of baseball operations for the Houston Astros, done an incredible job. Swing and a miss.
Hump. That is hump. A little extra. A little 98 piece. Not reaching back for a little more, huh? Boom. See ya. Man. 35-year-old cheese is what that is. I mean, he's bringing it.
So is that educated cheese? Remind me.
No, not really. No. That's just raw cheese. I mean, he's 35 years old, so that's when you get to the educated, I guess, at some point. But he throws too hard for that to be educated.
When he turns 36, it becomes educated, perhaps?
Educated is like 90 on the corner.
You and I have not worked together in a little while.
Yeah,
I forgot some of the echisms.
I know.
Jason Kipnis, bulk of his major league career sent at second base, and now he's in center field. They shift on him here in the infield on the right side. Down 0-2.
Try not to get too excited, but that's nasty, man. There's so many things he could do to him right here. He's got him.
Tried to elevate. He chases, fouls it off. Kipnis in center field, 11 games last year, 14 games this year. Last time he played in the outfield, you got to go back to 09 when he was in low A ball.
Man,
and
not an easy thing to do.
And he's starting in center field in game 1.
I mean, really.
Hanging tough here, down 0-2 against Verlander with 1 down in the 3rd inning. 16-game winner during the regular season, Justin Verlander. Nifty 2.52 earned run average. That's strike 3, frozen. Back-to-back Ks for Verlander, 3 on the day. Today's Golden Touch is presented by Midas. Francisco Lindor coming up. First in home runs with 38, third in RBIs among AL shortstops, second in slugging percentage, third in stolen bases, does a little bit of everything from the top spot in the Indians order. As we said, not your typical leadoff hitter. 38 home runs and 92 runs batted in. He's not looking to walk in, get on base.
You know, you take a look at Lindor a couple of years ago, and I don't know if I could have ever projected the guy's going to hit 38 home runs. Where do you go from here?
And on the grass at third is Bregman, in case he entertains any thoughts of bunting. Stride in on that infield grass. Out ahead, rips it foul.
They ran out of screen down the line down there.
We talk about Lindor and Ramirez. First time in Indians history. Teammates have had 30 home runs and 20 stolen bases in the same season. It's the 9th time in Major League history. Last time you got to go back to 09. Phillies with Utley and Worth. Also in 09. The Rangers with Cruz and Kinsler. Two down, bases empty. That's ball 3.
Gave up 28 home runs this year. Verlander, 21 solos.
Swing and a foul tip. Battles back here, full count.
It's that fastball right in between. You know, it's a little up that you can't catch up with. He nicked it.
They'll stand as one in Houston with 2 down in the 3rd inning. Struck him out. Strikes out the side. Gomes, Kipnis, Lindor all down by way of the K. 4 strikeouts for Justin Verlander. Gets them all in the 3rd. Scoreless.
Hey Siri, turn on Do Not Disturb.
Last of the third inning back at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. We are scoreless. Great pitchers duel so far, as you might expect. Corey Kluber matched up against Justin Verlander. As Martin Maldonado leads it off here for the Stros in the third inning.
Boy, that inning was impressive by Verlander. Overpowering. And there's a little hookage in there, too.
On the ground towards Ramirez at second base. Takes care of Maldonado for the first out of the third inning. Moments ago in between innings, Hazel May caught up with Indians manager Terry Francona.
Terry, Justin Verlander striking out the side last inning. You guys have had success against him. What's key to breaking through?
Well, I mean, he's on his game, as you can see. There's power, and he's in the zone. He's one of the few pitchers that can consistently beat you in the zone with good stuff. The good news is for us is Kluber seems to be on his game too.
Corey has hit 3 batters all season, 2 in that last inning. What did you see from him?
One, they barely hit him, but he's pitching in, and that's a good thing because these guys are good hitters, and if you let them get extended, they're going to do damage.
All right, appreciate the insight. Thank you, Terry.
Our thanks to Terry Francona for talking to us during the game. Hall of Fame manager.
You know, very well said about Verlander, huh? Beat you in the zone with stuff. I mean, that's putting it mildly.
Yes,
isn't it?
Thought he summed it up quite well.
He really
actually
did.
Well, George Springer batting with 1 down here in the third inning. Kluber going second time through. A 2-hopper down to Donaldson. Throw is good. 2 down. 2 ground ball outs induced here by Kluber in the third. I'm going to bring up Altuve.
Just a different way of getting guys out. That little cutter that he has. They're swinging over the top of it.
Altuve at one point during the year hit safely in 10 straight at bats spanning 3 games against these Indians. May 25th through the 27th. Most consecutive at bats with a hit by any major league player this year. Longest streak of at bats with a hit by any player in Astros history. It was against the Indians. Fly to center in the first inning, 0 for 1. Talking about the run that the Astros made at September. They were 21-6 to seal the deal.
That'll about do it.
Altuve hit a .316 during the year, 3rd in the American League. And a drive to left field. Brantley will have room. He comes in fact, and makes the catch. Sounded like it was towards the end of the bat. It's a 1-2-3 third to the 4th we go. Scoreless. From Houston, this is a little bit of what we expected. Justin Verlander matched up against Corey Kluber, and it has been all of that and more so far.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of strikeouts there from Verlander with a high gas, and not really the number one Kluber we're used to seeing, but Verlander is on top of his game.
Verlander struck out the side in order in the third inning for strikeouts through the first 3 innings. He'll deal with 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Indians. Michael Brantley, Jose Ramirez, and Edwin Encarnacion. Brantley finished the year in a 9-game hitting streak, hitting at .378 to finish off the regular season.
Well, he's had 77 looks at Verlander, 22 hits. A lot of at-bats, you know, Verlander with Detroit all those years.
Yes. And in the AL Central, that's a pretty good sample size. So the defensive alignment right now, not a full shift. But certainly playing for Brantley to pull. So he fouls it off and evens the count at 1-1.
Verlander 2-10 against the Indians the last 16 starts. 2-10 with about a 5.7. I mean, that's unheard of. Not this guy. Not this Verlander.
Those losses versus a single opponent active. Verlander against Cleveland, 20 losses, 20 and 24 against them.
That's shocking right there.
Brantley fly to center in the first inning, getting his second look at Verlander. Second time through this Indians order.
Well, he gets what he wants, and he's not going to throw anything else. He sat there until he called timeout. He wanted to throw that hook. And you talk about conviction with a curveball.
Chopped right side. The first baseman, Gurriel, flips underhanded to Verlander, who's there in plenty of time. 1 down. In between innings moments ago, Hazel May had the chance to catch up with A.J. Hinch.
AJ, we saw Justin Verlander rear back and hit 98. What tells you he's on top of his game?
Well, he's going to a lot of different areas of the strike zone, which is key. He doesn't have to live in one area when he's got the good fastball. That's his primary, but those breaking balls he's breaking off means he's got great hand speed and executing.
Looks like Kluber's pitching you guys inside. What kind of approach do you want your batters to take?
We got to find a way to get the ball off the ground. You know, he's got his ball moves. He kind of gets you into swing mode where you can put the ball in play, but the ball on the ground is not our friend. We got to find a way to get the ball up a little bit, hopefully in the air.
AJ, thank you.
You got it.
103 wins for A.J. Hinch during the regular season for this Astros team. Scoreless here with 1 down in the 4th inning.
It's a pleasure going in there to talk to him before the game. The guy is on top of his game, isn't he? I mean, he's just,
absolutely.
He's smart,
and relaxed.
Yeah.
As relaxed as it gets.
I feel like an idiot when I go in there. Huh? I mean, he can. I go, what? I mean, he's all over it, man.
We mentioned.
Why don't ask anything and you just tell me, and then I'll be cool.
He will too.
I know. I'm telling you.
There is no topic that is off the board when you talk to A.J. Hinch. He really is wide open about everybody and everything. Doing with Astros baseball. That's in there for a strike.
When you have that curveball like that and, you know, command of his fastball, that's why it's sick. Look at this hook. I mean, my goodness.
He's ahead 1-2. On the ground right side, Gurriel to the backhand again. Verlander covers, same result. 3-1, 2 down.
Boy, he started his motion up, and I didn't know if they agreed or not, but he threw a slider anyway, and it's identical back-to-back 3-1s.
Both times he's had to range over to the second base side of first, but both times Verlander there with time to spare.
Gurriel makes it look easy. Picking it.
9 in a row now retired by Verlander with 2 down here in the 4th inning. Edwin Encarnacion grounded into a fielder's choice in the 1st inning, 0 for 1. Strike 1. Encarnacion, only player in Major League Baseball, 30+ home runs in each of the last 7 seasons.
You don't want him to get his flap up, man. I'll tell you what, he's been flapping 380 times in his career.
Hold that arm straight.
Oh my goodness. You know, he pulls a lot, but you get guys on base. He'll hit the ball the other way. He's an RBI guy.
In the air to center field, George Springer. A little bit to his right, now in for out number 3. 10 in a row retired by Verlander. Alex Bregman is going to lead it off when we return to Houston. Scoreless through 3.5 in game 1. The 2018 American League Division Series is presented by T-Mobile. Kind of a Hall of Fame corner right there, huh?
Really, there's the original Gas Masterson, Nolan Ryan. That's it.
The first Gas Masterson.
That's the guy. That's where that came from.
So next to Gas Masterson in the Eckersley Dictionary is that guy in the middle.
That guy.
Bagwell, Biggio, hanging out for game one. All on the field prior to the game. Bregman leading it off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. When you first got to the Hall of Fame and you took a look around, was that the guy that you said, wow, or was there
He
others?
wasn't there.
He didn't show?
No, he doesn't come all that often. He sure didn't come for me. Just kidding. But the other two guys, they're more of my contemporaries. I mean, he's a little older than I am, but still, he's a man. Uh-oh.
Driven to left for Bregman. Deep, far, and very gone. Bregman homers to put the Astros on top 1-0 in the fourth inning. The Astros strike first in the series.
Wow. This guy has got no kitchen. He's so quick inside. And he's made a habit out of that this year. He's going to get a ball in or have to, and he turns on this fastball. Set away. That ball's middle, 91 you see, and as soon as he touched it off, you knew it was gone. That ought to get this place going.
Nothing Astros, and Gurriel will take strike one. The Astros are 68-17 when they score first, or they were during the regular season. They score first here in ALDS Game 1.
And their MVP puts them on the board.
.31 during the regular season, his first of the postseason this year. Inside at 92, and it's 2-1. So Kluber blinks first, allowing the home run to Bregman. That's the first hit allowed by Kluber of his outing, and it's a home run that puts the Astros on top.
Yeah, nothing's really happening, and all of a sudden, boom. That's how it goes against, quality starting pitching. They only make mistakes one here or there, and it's usually a solo.
Guys that had reached prior to Bregman. A walk for Bregman in the first, the two-hit batters in Gonzalez and White in the second. That was it until the home run. On the other side, Verlander is not allowed to hit through the first 4 innings of his outing. So you got two very good offenses that have been shut down until now. Chop foul, do it again here, 3-2.
Boy. Once again, the fastball middle, and Bregman hits it on a line, not necessarily a line drive, but that ball was stung. Ball's gone anywhere. They're going to do this little stare down. Where is it? Nope. It's a little screaming.
Just going to yell a lot. Popped up. Foul, backing out of play. Gomes gives it a look.
They do that stare down thing, right?
Yes.
I think that's kind of cool. It's different.
It shows yelling this time. Let's go is a popular phrase this time of year. Elevates, and Gurriel will take the walk. Second walk allowed by Kluber on the day.
Kluber's only given up, the home run, obviously the last hitter, but he just, to me, he hasn't been himself. A lot of 3-ball counts, hit batsman. Never gets shaken up, though, obviously, as you take a look at him, but it's not like a Lamb took you deep. This guy's their main guy.
His demeanor has not changed at all. Home run and a walk takes us to Marwin Gonzalez. Hit by a pitch in the second inning. Breaking ball for strike one. Was hit by the pitch in the second inning. One of two hit batsmen for Kluber in the second. He worked his way around that, getting Josh Reddick to ground into the 6-3 double play that ended the inning.
And the Astros can ground into double plays. Like I said, lead the league in double plays. That was a big double play by Reddick.
What are you seeing from Kluber right now in this inning?
Well, you know, he's just not sharp. You know, he's trying to paint. Just a couple backdoor breaking balls, backdoor sliders. Usually he attacks the zone. I mean, that's what he does.
Can't pick up that outside corner. Falls behind 2-1.
Just a little off.
Carl Willis, his pitching coach, looks on. Miss Mickey Callaway moving on as the pitching coach from the Indians to manage the New York Mets this year.
Sermaine trying to paint. He's not like real confident in his stuff.
Carlos Correa will be next here. Nobody out. Last of the fourth inning for the Astros. They have scored first. A leadoff home run by Alex Bregman.
He doesn't throw anything straight. 3-1, two-seamer, something. Back door, back door.
Finally gets that corner.
He's not the type of guy that's going to throw any time a cross seamer. I mean, 3-1, he hits the outside corner with a backdoor slider.
Marwin Gonzalez 9 for 20 in his career with 2 home runs against Kluber in the past. Runner goes. Gonzalez swings and pops it up. Shortstop Lindor's got a backpedal to the outfield grass and handles out number 1.
Yeah, big comeback there by Kluber.
Well, fans, every time you tweet using hashtag HR for HR this postseason, T-Mobile will donate another $1 to veteran-led Team Rubicon volunteers, rebuilding communities hit by hurricanes.
It's a good time to start the runner there. Gurriel running on with Gonzalez. He got a fastball. Big pitch by Kluber.
1 out. Gurriel back to first base. He was running on that last pitch. Carlos Correa, strikeout victim in the second, 0 for 1. The only strikeout for Kluber through 3 1/3 innings. Bregman put the Astros on the board with his home run to begin things here in the 4th inning. Now foul evens the count at 1-1.
Making pitches, Kluber making pitches. He doesn't give in now. Cutter, two-seamer down.
Alonso holding on. Gurriel at first base with 1 down. Next pitch should be the 55th for Kluber through 3 1/3. Jason Kipnis, center fielder, over towards right center. Lots of green grass in left center. Good sized gap out there. Swing and a miss, fooled him there. 2-2.
Look at the location too. I mean, that's a slider, took a lot off of it. The other one's a cutter. This is a slider. Look at this thing sweeping downstairs.
Lead a little large over there for Gurriel.
Here we go again. You start the runner, strike him out, throw him out. There's a double play waiting to happen. That's why they're grounded into so many double plays.
Runner at first, one down. A payoff pitch coming up here to Correa.
Ooh. See, that's the cutter. It's harder. He was right on that. That's a good swing. Boy, he's had 3 3-2 counts in a row. You see this? This is the cutter. It's harder, spinning. Oof. It's a good hack.
Indians double play depth up the middle. Lindor at short. Ramirez at second. And Correa jolts it to right. Back goes Cabrera onto the track to make the catch. And back to first goes Gurriel. Took him to the edge. The dirt of the track in right field. 2 down.
This is kind of the ballpark that you hold your breath a little bit when balls are hit the other way, like almost like Yankee Stadium a little bit.
So 2 down. Gurriel back at first, and here's Tyler White. Was hit by a pitch in the second inning.
Kluber making pitches, man. 3-2. Keeps making pitches. Keep you in the game.
Just the one hit through 3 2/3. Problem is that hit, a home run by Alex Bregman that started this, the bottom of the 4th inning. Bregman, who hit 31 during the regular season. Gets one here to start the inning. It gives the Astros the division series first lead. Ball and a strike now to White. Amazing. You look at Kluber's numbers over the course of the year against hitters. First time through, you're hitting at 230. Second time through at 240. Most pitchers, it really jumps. Third time through, you're hitting at 196 against Kluber.
Says everything.
On the ground up the middle, ranging is Lindor. Diving, can't get it. Gurriel will take second base. On the seeing eyes, single by Tyler White back up the middle. It's first and second with 2 down for Houston.
He doesn't hit it very hard. White gets a fastball, or who knows, that nothing straight off of him, but right up the middle. It finds a hole. Kipnis charging. Gurriel does not go to third base, but if he can't get it, nobody can.
Not hit overly hard, but well placed. This will bring the pitching coach Carl Willis out here to talk to Corey Kluber for the first time today. Well, the Astros, who have struck first here in the inning, now have runners at first and second with 2 down. You got Josh Reddick coming up.
Yeah, trying to be critical, too critical of Kluber. I mean, he's only given up a couple hits. I mean, this has been a rough inning for him. A lot of pitches this inning, a lot of 3-2 counts.
28 pitches in the inning. They've thrown 33 through the first 3. Now Reddick has really struggled with runners in scoring position. Just 1 for his last 23 in this spot. Grounded into a double play in the second inning.
Kluber does not throw anything straight. Never. You don't ever see a cross seamer. Everything does a little something.
In there for strike 1-1. First action for either side of the pen, the sidewinder.
There's some funkadelic out there. Not down under.
Adam Simber warms first. One of the decisions Terry Francona had to make, always tough when you're making your postseason roster, at least in the first series. Lined into right field. Base hit for Reddick. Here comes Gurriel. Here comes the second run for the Astros, who lead it 2-0.
Reddick comes through for the Astros. Line drive out of the reach of Alonso. Just out of the reach. It's got to be a cutter inside. Yes, it is. Tried to get it in on his hands, but he got the head to it. You see, Alonso just misses this. Gurriel off and running for the second run for the Astros. First and third.
Two runs in for Houston. Martin Maldonado. Kluber has been touched for 2 so far here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And he's not out of the woods yet as he misses with ball 1.
You never know what happens when you throw this many pitches. I mean, you can hang something so easily. That last pitch was not good at all. One of the worst pitches he's thrown.
Fouled off, 1-1.
Right at the end of the bat. You got to shut them down right now. You got to get this guy out.
A 33 pitch inning for Kluber, who threw 33 pitches through the first 3 innings. Dealing with White at third, Reddick at first, 2 down. 2 runs in for the Astros. Drops the bunt down. A safety squeeze. It'll go foul. Gave it a shot here. With Donaldson backed up at third base. Thought he'd drop it down, but goes foul.
You're not a bad idea. You think about it. You know, it's not like he's playing back. He can't run that well, but he's playing so deep. Really not that bad an idea.
Trying to sneak in another run. So White back to third, Reddick at first with 2 down here in the 4th inning. 35th pitch of this 4th inning coming up for Corey Kluber. Swing and a miss. Able to strike him out and end the inning. Needed that, but 2 runs in the inning for the Astros. 2-0 Houston.
BS is brought to you by Sprint. Switch today. And by Captain Morgan. Live like a captain.
The Astros have jumped on top 2-0 as they grab 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Long wait for Verlander. Doesn't mind at all, though. He now has a 2-run lead with which to work. And it's Josh Donaldson leads it off here for the Indians. Verlander was sitting for 20 minutes while Kluber was throwing 35 pitches in the bottom of the 4th inning. Kluber able to minimize the damage, though, allowing just the 2 runs as the Astros leave a pair. Verlander has retired 10 in a row and is not allowed a hit through the first 4 innings of this outing.
Back-to-back cutters there by Verlander. He's not a stranger to no-hitters either. He's got a couple of them.
Dating back to the regular season, he's got a 16-inning scoreless innings pitch streak going.
Well, you can't get too big right there like Donaldson did. He wound up. That ball ate him up. Hook you, cut you, high fastball. Yes, he's got 3 pitches. Just ridiculous. See, he gets what he wants. He does what he wants out there.
Popping it up foul, backhand out of play. There's action for the first time now in the Astros pen. That's McCullers up in the pen.
They missed him for a long stretch of time this year. That's the man with the curveball.
You surprised to see somebody up out there right now?
Not quite sure what they're doing. He's just getting loose. He's a starter, so he's got to get it going. Not that he's coming in, just in case, you know.
Donaldson gets a late time call from home plate umpire Chris Conroy.
That's the thing about having starters out in the bullpen now. You know, they need time.
Check swing, didn't go, and it's ball 3, full count.
Oh, that cutter was right in the corner. I thought he went. He held up, I guess. It's not an easy thing to do, huh? I mean, gets a cutter on the corner, almost a strike on the pitch.
Oh,
I don't know.
Whoa.
You got to ask for help now. He went.
So another opportunity here for Donaldson. And a swing and a miss. Verlander gets him anyway. 5th strikeout for Justin Verlander. Let's check in with Casey Stern in our Atlanta studio. All right, Casey, thanks very much. 1 down here in the 5th inning. Yonder Alonso getting his 2nd plate appearance against Justin Verlander. Struck out swinging in the 2nd and now grounds one sharply foul outside of 1st. Here's the 1st strikeout for Verlander, who now has 5 on the afternoon. 67 pitches. Center fielder George Springer over towards right center. Somewhat of a gap out in left center for the Indians' first baseman.
That's what we've seen. Quality velocity all day.
They are shifting on the right side. Let's take a look at the StatCast powered by Amazon Web Services. And Correa joining Altuve and Gurriel on the right side. Only Bregman on the left side. An 0-2 pitch.
He's got that curveball in the back of his mind. He punched him out last time up on a dandy. He really did. And you know Alonso's thinking about this thing.
Popped up foul, back and out of play. Eleven in a row retired by Verlander. One down here in the fifth.
I bet we've seen close to 70% fastballs. Just a guess.
That high?
Yeah, maybe not that high, but you know, up there. He saves that hook, man.
Swing and a miss, strikes him out. Back-to-back Ks, 6 in all for Verlander.
I'll tell you what, that cutter might be the most devastating pitch to a left-handed hitter. That's why left-handers don't hit him. This is ridiculous. That ball is biting down and in. You got no chance. I mean, that is special right there. And left-handed hitters hit a $170 off.
Second time that Yonder Alonso has been down by way of the K. 2 down here in the fifth. Brings up Melky Cabrera.
Whoa!
Backstop on the fly.
What was that?
Sometimes you got to hit the ball.
What is that? That's close to a strike. What up? Look at this.
Just didn't catch it.
Thank God the umpire's face wasn't there, huh? Think about it. He just whiffed it.
That had some run.
Was he looking for something else? A
Missed
little
the
late
arm.
on the fastball.
Almost got the arm of Chris Conroy, home plate umpire. Verlander struck out the side in order in the third inning. Getting Gomes, Kipnis, and Lindor. He has the first two here in the fifth inning, both down by way of the K. Donaldson and Alonso. And a 1-1 coming to Melky Cabrera. 1-2.
And another cutter. You see, Melky, he can hit that cheese now. But with 2 strikes, it's a little tougher. And that deadly cutter that we just saw.
Pitch 75 for Verlander. In the air, down the left field line. Gonzalez on the run, will get there. To 1-2-3 fifth for Verlander. Halfway through, Astros on top 2-0. Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq are back for NBA opening night on TNT, presented by Auto Trader. First, Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics host Joel Embiid and the 76ers, followed by the Oklahoma City Thunder versus Steph Curry and the defending world champion Warriors. Check your local listings.
Here comes basketball.
Yes, that time of year. Last of the 5th inning with the Astros on top 2-0. Justin Verlander is not allowed to hit through the first 5. Kluber has only given up 2 hits. Check that, 3 hits and 2 runs.
35 pitches last inning.
Took a lot out of him after he had thrown 33 through the first 3. Here's 70, and it misses for ball 1.
Talking about Verlander with all the fastballs. 1 inning was enough for 3.
Springer lays off, getting his 3rd look at Corey Kluber. He's grounded to short, grounded to 3rd, so twice to the left side in his first 2 plate appearances against the Indians right-hander.
It's funny, he hit a couple guys, right? Just barely, but he doesn't really come inside all that much.
And Terry Francona liked it.
Yeah.
Because he was coming inside. We asked about it earlier in between innings. Our own Hazel May, who talked with Francona, who said he needed to come in on these Astros hitters. Well, the only time he has. Stays away, and it's a full count now.
I mean, is it me or is it everything away?
Seems that way
Cutters,
lately.
Sliders. He may throw sliders into left-handed hitters more than he throws inside to right-hander.
Springer now, Altuve next. And a drive to left field. George Springer sends one deep and far and gone. Second Astros home run of the day. Puts Houston on top 3-0. Bregman led off the 4th. Springer leads off the 5th. 3-0 Houston.
Well, you think about it, away, and a 3-1. I think that was a cutter spinner. I don't know. He was all over it. Guess that ball was a cutter, but he knows he's got to throw a strike now. The ball had a little dip to it, but he was all over it. That ball is bridged right off the bat. That ball is gone. When these guys hit him, especially Springer, there's no doubters.
8th career postseason home run for Springer. 5 in the World Series. His first of this ALDS as the Astros on top now 3-0.
You get behind like that and they're looking out over. If you don't nail that corner, you're in trouble.
Now a drive to left for Altuve. Back is Brantley looking up, and that ball is gone. The Astros go back-to-back in the 5th. Springer, then Altuve. 4-0 Houston. Corey Kluber has surrendered 3 home runs today.
You make a mistake to these guys, forget about it. You know, this ball's up to Altuve, but everything's up to Altuve. Look at that thing coming back to him, and he waffles that thing. Back-to-back bridge balls. Yeah, that last inning took something out of him too. You got to. I mean, those were misfires there. That'll get Altuve going, his confidence going in this series. This ball came back to him a little bit. You see, Gomes reaches back for it. Just a misfire.
So Springer and Altuve go back-to-back. Andrew Miller has joined Adam Simber in the pen now for the Indians. Bregman, who homered last inning, takes a breaking ball for strike one. 3 home runs down for the Astros. Their top 3 hitters, Springer, Altuve, and Bregman, have all homered off Kluber. Kind of a half-hearted swing, changed his mind in the middle, finds himself down 0-2.
Cutters and sliders. Boy, if he had thrown a strike, he would have froze him on that fastball. One of the few fastballs.
Pitch 80. And it's a one-hopper to second base. Takes Ramirez to the outfield grass, but he throws out Bregman. So 1 down in the 5th inning. Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by Amazon Web Services, and Bregman's home run, the first home run of the day for the Astros.
One of the few fastballs that he got, ball coming back to him, and he's quick now.
Highest exit velocity for any home run of Bregman's career.
Really?
That one right there. There's a ground ball left side off the bat of Gurriel. And Donaldson throws him out. 2 down here in the 5th. So after the back-to-back home runs, back-to-back groundouts. And it'll bring up Marwin Gonzalez. Hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Hopped out to shortstop in the 4th. This is not what the Indians wanted today from Kluber. He gives up 2 in the 4th and so far 2 in the 5th. His problems really started 2nd time through to begin that 4th inning.
Anybody that watches Kluber pitch, this is not himself. I mean, even though he had, before he gave up the home runs, deep counts, he was just not pounding the zone, not ahead in the count.
Ball 2, 2-1. Make it 2-2.
That's that cutter inside. That's when he comes inside, the left-handers.
Base is empty right now for the Astros. Back-to-back home runs to begin the inning. And Gonzalez with a late swing, kind of an emergency swing there, fouls it back. Gonzalez now of the inning continues. Carlos Correa waits on deck. There are 2 outs. Minute Maid Park in Houston has come alive here during the inning. The last 2. Down the right field line. Cabrera on the move. That's going to fall fair. Plays it on a hop. And it's a 2-out base hit for Marwin Gonzalez.
Yeah, that ball seemed like it was in the air forever. He must have got in on him a little bit. It's sort of placed down the right field line. You see the cutter up and in on his hands. Thought he got a hit on the label because that ball was up in the air a long, long time. Out of the reach of Cabrera. You see that ball's in on him. He just fights it off. Base hit down the line. That's enough for Kluber.
Here comes Terry Francona. Corey Kluber will give him 4 2/3, but no more. And will depart trailing by 4 runs in this game. Adam Simber is coming in. Corey Kluber leaves this game trailing 4-0 back-to-back with the Astros. So George Springer and Jose Altuve go back-to-back in the 5th inning off Corey Kluber. The TBS Total Motion presented by Progressive.
Well, the Astros made him pay Kluber for balls up out over the plate. He just wasn't himself today. And you can't make mistakes when you're facing Verlander.
Adam Simber comes from down under into this game, maybe for one hitter, but it's Carlos Correa who he will face. Combination of games between San Diego and Cleveland this year for Simber. Came over along with what is now the Indians closer, Brad Hand.
He usually sets up Perez. You know, he's from the left, he's from the right side, Perez from the left side. That sometimes they piece together an inning. Francona will do. This is just to get it out here.
Correa 0 for 2 has struck out swinging. Last time up, flied out deeply to right field, sending Melky Cabrera back to the warning track and right.
Not real hard, but effective down under.
First major league season for 28-year-old Adam Simber. Really didn't plan on making the team going into spring training, but the San Diego Padres did, and was very successful and ended up in that trade coming here to the Indians. Runner goes and it's fouled off down the right field line. That time Marwin Gonzalez got a start.
I mean, you get one at bat off this right-handed pitcher. It's not an easy thing to do. You got to wait on it. The ball almost looks like it rises.
So Kluber departs, responsible for the runner at first base in Marwin Gonzalez. So far charged with 4 runs on 6 hits. Check on Gonzalez, back to the bag.
You know, Kluber hadn't given up, what, 3 home runs in the last 35 innings before this start, and gave up 3 today in 4 2/3. So Just unlike Kluber.
Going over again.
He's thrown over there because he takes a long time to deliver it.
Got to do something to keep him close, I guess.
Yeah.
Gonzalez had been running on a pitch earlier. It was fouled off.
What's the big decision we got going on here? Let's bounce around. Let's go.
Kind of yanked that away. 1-2. Jay Hinch's club got 2 runs in the 4th. So far 2 runs here in the 5th. And enjoy a 4-0 lead. Gonzalez at first with 2 down. And again, Simber going back and forth with Gomes here as to what to do.
I mean, flip a coin.
Runner goes, pitch outside, throw down from Gomes, going to be close, and it is in time. Caught stealing Marwin Gonzalez. So Gomes firing down. We'll see here if the Astros are going to challenge. Did slide to the outfield side of second base. The Astros may think that he eluded the tag. We'll see.
Trying to get the tag on him. He slides away from him. He gets a tag on. I think he got him, but don't ask me. I already messed up the other one. Throw beat him.
No
he
challenge.
got him. Yeah.
Not going to challenge. They felt like they got him. So the caught stealing for Gomes with the damage done. 2 runs for the Astros, who lead at 4-0. Let's take a look at today's playmakers presented by the Chrysler Pacifica. And 5 hitless innings so far from Justin Verlander. No runs, a walk, 6 strikeouts. An 18 scoreless innings streak going right now, dating back to the regular season. He has 6 strikeouts through the first 5. He's dealing with 8, 9, and 1 for the Cleveland Indians here in inning number 6. Yan Gomes, a strikeout victim in the 3rd. Pops it up foul out of play, 0-2.
The first thing that strikes you about Verlander when you watch him is fastball command. Forget about the velocity, but that's like high velocity fastball command. Almost 70% of the time he's throwing fastballs, and devastation beyond that. The hook anytime he wants to drop that on you, and the cutter.
Very protective swing there from Gomes, who fouls it off. "13 in a row right now, retired by Verlander. Jose Ramirez walked back in the 1st inning. Another 0-2.
You see his delivery, it's so tight. There's a little deception in there too. He's got some spin rate on that cheese too, doesn't he?
Lined, a foul ball.
Ooh. Boy, he got on top of a fastball, I'll tell you. Fastball in for a ball, and he just lines it down the line. My goodness. Top hand. Look at that thing chasing him, and it's a bullet. You can't get to something off speed away. Forget about it.
All-time postseason wins. Verlander with 11 in his career. He's 11-6 in the postseason. Number 1 in that category is Andy Pettitte with 19. He's 19-11.
Yeah, he's 6-3 his last 12 with a less than 2 ERA postseason.
2-2. Hanging tough here is Yan Gomes, leading it off in the 6th inning. Indians trying to get to Verlander here. They're just trying to get their first hit of the game right now for Terry Francona. Fouled off again. Gomes now, Kipnis next with the Indians batting. And they're half of the 6th inning. Saw the Astros. The long ball has been big today for Houston. 3 home runs. Lined opposite field, and there's the first hit of the game for the Indians. Yan Gomes with an opposite field base hit starts the 6th inning.
Boy, congratulations there by Yan Gomes. What a great at bat.
The crowd saluting Justin Verlander, who had not given up a hit until the 6th inning. With more, let's check in with Hazel.
Hinch says that Verlander is special because he's got the ability to evolve as the game around him gets younger. When people think his stuff is going to decline, he throws harder. When guys start to hit his breaking ball, he comes up with a cutter. That's what great players do. Don?
Verlander working here to the 6th inning, has given up his first hit.
You know, I just saw him nod to Yan Gomes. I thought that was so cool. Just gave a little nod.
Kind of a tip of the cap.
Yeah, and he did too. He looked at him like, thank thee.
Now it's back to work for Verlander.
You get caught up in that no-hitter stuff now.
How big a deal is it to go now back to the stretch?
Yeah,
you haven't done it in a really long time.
Absolutely.
He retired 13 in a row. Last base runner to reach was a walk in the first inning. A single by Yan Gomes and an extended at bat. He fouled off some, took some. Was down on the count of 1.0-2.
Surprised he didn't throw him more hooks. Second guessing him.
That's what you get paid to do now.
That's what I'm doing. You can easily get out of sync, I'm telling you. And you're in the stretch, you kind of, you know, you sort of lose that edge just a hair. It's 4-0.
87 pitches deep into his outing here. Has not recorded an out yet in the 6th. And elevating again and missing.
Here we go.
He falls behind Kipnis here, the number 9 man, 3-1. The breakdown for him of 88 total pitches, 60 for strikes. Nobody warming in the pen, just kind of exercising, getting loose. Not quite bouncing around.
Not bouncing around yet. He walks him, somebody might bounce around.
Kipnis will foul it off to the left, and it's a full count.
Kipnis got a pitch to hit.
They shift here in the infield. Do the Astros on the right side, but they keep it tight to the infield with a double play possibilities here in order.
What a gutsy little cutter to a left-hander. 3-2. Yes.
Out ahead and foul.
You throw a 3-2 cutter, you don't want to throw him as hard, you know, the nasty one, because then you're begging that he swings, you know, because it's a ball. Cutter for a strike. Goes out of the ballpark sometimes. You got to be careful.
Correa joining Altuve and Gurriel. The right side, only Bregman on the left side. Back and forth we go. Verlander stepped off. Kipnis stepped out, and then back and forth again. On the ground, foul.
Another one.
Some good plate appearances here right now for the Indians here in the 6th inning. First by Gomes, who had the first hit of the day for the Indians in the 6th inning. Now lengthy at bat for Kipnis.
They fouled off a lot of balls today.
Popped up foul, backing out of play. We'll do it again.
Verlander shakes off Maldonado just to stay in shape. They've never just went hit and gone. I swear.
Here's Verlander very much in control of what he is going to throw.
Yes, he is.
In charge of his game.
You kidding me?
That is strike 3. Rings up Kipnis, who is beside himself. Says some stuff to Chris Conroy on the way by. It's out number 1 of the inning and strikeout number 7 for Verlander.
Wow. I'll tell you what, this is a great pitch if you're a pitcher and you get rung up like that. That ball's probably down. He thinks that ball's down. That could go either way. Man, either way, somebody's going to be mad.
One down. Gomes at first, top of the order. Francisco Lindor. 0 for 2.
I mean, that's 3-2, 97 paint down and in. Wow. And I got to have it. If you're a pitcher, you got to have that.
Maldonado there kind of lifting his glove up at the end, almost as if to indicate he might have thought it was a little bit low. Line to right, in for a base hit. Lindor single as Reddick gets it back in. Taking second is Gomes, and the Indians have runners at first and second with one away.
Just makes that pitch look bigger and bigger now. Base hit there by Lindor. He gets a cutter inside right here. Leaves it middle. He hits a line drive to right field. He's lucky that ball's in the ballpark. Good swing there by Lindor. Didn't crush it. Very hittable pitch.
Well, first time today the Indians have had a runner reach second base. Presley up in the pen now, right-hander. Jumping on that first pitch is Brantley, fouling it off down the first base line. Indians trying to make some noise here against Verlander. Third time through the order for Verlander, working here in the 6th inning.
Well, they got to make it happen right now off of Verlander. He's just so tough against left-handed hitters.
And it started with Gomes singling to right. Kipnis struck out. Lindor singles to right. That first hit from Gomes was the first hit of the day for the Indians, as Verlander had not allowed a hit through the first 5. Swinging a foul tip. Oh, 2 strikes to Brantley.
Still got that hair, man. 97 now. He just keeps pumping.
To their feet again in Houston.
We haven't seen a lot of curveballs. That's what I haven't seen. We've seen fastball cutters.
In the dirt.
There it is.
He saves it for special occasions.
He does. This one doesn't go straight down. It kind of goes sideways. But the off speed needs 82 miles an hour.
That is just the 10th curveball that he has thrown today. Of the 98 pitches he has tossed up there. There's 99 and a grounder foul.
He works hard. They foul a lot of balls off. They fouled off over 30 balls. 30.
There's a breakdown per inning. About to reach an even hundo. Two and 2 to Brantley. Full count.
It's getting interesting. Can he keep making pitches?
Jose Ramirez waiting on deck. 1 out of the inning. Brantley fouls off another.
3-2 hook, nasty. And you know you got to throw a strike. This is a good curveball because it's a strike. It's one thing burying it down in the dirt. But to make it tempting and have enough bite on that thing, you don't want to just roll that thing up there.
Bradley's second hardest to strike out in the American League. K every 10.5 plate appearances. Battling here against Verlander with 1 out. And that is a ball. That will load the bases.
I thought so. I was saying, is that ball 4? I was like, damn, I'm not paying attention here.
And here comes A.J. Hinch popping out of the dugout with a walk to Brantley.
This is interesting, too.
Presley was up in the pen.
We're going to talk about it.
So far, just a discussion.
He's going to go get him.
Yes, he is. Pitching change. Verlander will come out of this game. The Astros fans will let him know what they think. It's 4-0 Houston. Well, Justin Verlander's day is over after 5 1/3, 2 hits, no runs so far. He's responsible for all the men on, and the base is now loaded.
Yeah, he had a no-no going into the 6th, but it was impressive. You think about going back over this start, you know, talking about that hook, that nasty hook that he's had, that gas 98, back to the hook, almost unhittable hook, gas again. How about another piece of cheese up there and a cutter down and into a left-hander and a paint fastball down and in. I mean, that's 7 punch-outs. Impressive.
He departs. Ryan Presley comes into the game as he takes over for Verlander with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 6th inning.
Boy, he has been nailed since he came over from Minnesota.
This will get away, and from third base comes Gomes. The Indians are on the board. So the first pitch he throws in the dirt, kicks off Maldonado, and from third comes Gomes. So a wild pitch gets the Indians their first run.
I'll tell you what, bases loaded, kind of nervous here. First postseason, that ball, he just buried that ball inside. Nobody is going to block that. You hope it hits the hitter and stays in front of the plate. Talk about an errant throw.
Second and third now. Still 1 out in the inning. The run charged to Verlander. Jose Ramirez, who took ball 1.
You talk about a wild pitch.
It's jammed and fouls it off to the left out of play.
He's got a live fastball, high 90s fastball, and you see the curveball. It's got bite, but I'll tell you, come into a game like this, you don't want to hang it, and so a little misfire.
They're ranked 4th among American League relievers in strikeouts with 101.
Oh, yeah. Fastball, curveball, cutter, and we just saw the cutter.
Ramirez fouls it off, stays alive. Well, the Indians didn't have a hit or a run coming into this inning. Yan Gomes with a hit to get it started. They have picked up their first run of the afternoon on a wild pitch. Now they got Lindor at third, Brantley at second with 1 out. And Ramirez grounds one to first base. Gurriel will take it to first for the out. But in the back door from third comes Lindor with his second Indians run, and it's now 4-2.
Well, you probably want more, but you'll take that right there. Got a run out of it. A weak ground ball to first, but it does the job because Gurriel is playing back, giving up the run.
So the Indians get their second run, and Brantley moves over to third base. 2 down for Edwin Encarnacion. Tying run at the plate now for the Indians. And a guy who can certainly take you deep. 32 home runs during the regular season. Center fielder George Springer over towards right center for Encarnacion to go the other way. On the ground down the line at third, but foul. 0-2.
Got away with that one. Little breaking ball. He swings over the top of it. Whoa.
Swing and a miss. Encarnacion strikes out to end the inning. But the Indians get 2 back. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 4-2 Astros.
Papa John's. Extra large 2-topping pizza, only $10. And by Geico, 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, the conductor of the train's got a great view looking back in. Ready to roll the oranges across. 3 home runs in this game for the Astros. Been busy up there as strike 1 from Adam Simber, who is back out there again. Submarining right-hander who was facing Correa when Marwin Gonzalez was caught trying to steal. That ended the 5th inning. So he's back out there to start the 6th inning against Correa.
That's got to be awful for a hitter to face this guy just once. I mean, look at the window. You're talking about a window where you're picking the ball up. You're picking the ball up the window off the ground. It's like weird.
We're talking about that rising effect that it almost has coming in.
That's rising salad because he's not exactly bringing it.
Loop to right. Out goes Ramirez to make the catch. On the short lawn in right field, Jose Ramirez hung up long enough for him to get back there to make the catch.
Almost a flare. Hit it like he threw it. Oh, he makes this easy routine there for Jose.
One down in the 6th inning. Here's Tyler White. He's been on twice in this game. White hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, single to center in the 4th inning. Here he is in the 6th inning with the Astros on top 4-2. White finished up the year with 42 RBIs in his last 54 games. Struggling down the stretch. His last 42 at bats, 7 hits, a 167 average. To wrap up the regular season. Line and caught at first by Alonso. Hot shot, but yonder Alonso's neighborhood, 2 down.
Well, that was nicely done by White. He just carved that ball. I mean, the timing's got to be perfect. You don't face a guy like that, and it's underneath it, and he's right on it, but a guy happens to be standing there. Button, right on the button.
Well, Terry Francona has had Cody Allen up in the pen, and it looks like he's going to go get him here with Adam Simber getting the 2 right-handed hitters he needed to begin things in the 6th inning. Allen on his way in. Pitching change here in the last of the 6th inning with the Astros on top 4-2. Pitching change from Minute Maid Park.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Time for the Art of Performance presented by Jaguar. And coming up later on tonight, of course, the Yankees headed to Fenway Park take on the Red Sox. The combination of Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge combining for a ton of home runs this year. They'll be ready to go on the road. ALDS Game 1 right here on TBS. It just started at 7 p.m.
They already played 19 times this year, so they know each other.
Cody Allen, the former closer, last 5 years for the Cleveland Indians. Closer no more. He's in here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. He's had a tough season, especially the second half.
The strikeouts are there as usual because he's got power stuff, but the home runs, 11 bombs, walked 33 guys, just not himself.
429 games since the start of 2013. That's the 3rd most in Major League Baseball. Might be part of the reason. Terry Francona not afraid to use him.
Basically saying he wore him out a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. Fastball, curveball. Fastball upper 90s, mid 90.
The other guy that he kind of wore out was Brian Shaw. 439 appearances, and he's now a Colorado Rocky.
At least he got some iron. He went to Colorado.
And not on the Rockies postseason roster currently. One and 2 to Josh Reddick. 1 for 2 in the game. Single to right to driving a run in the 4th inning. So Kluber went 4 2/3. Simber an inning. Now Cody Allen. Look at his franchise records. Most saves with 149. 456 total relief appearances. Trying to keep this a 2-run deficit right now for the Indians. Kluber was charged with all 4 runs today in his 4 2/3 innings. Fouled off. We'll do it again.
Major league hitters, they flick so many balls foul, don't they? I mean, it's incredible how many balls they foul off. They make it so tough on a pitcher. You make a nasty pitch and they foul it off. It's like, no, not again. That's why it's hard to pitch these guys.
Reddick 2 for 10 in his career against Allen. And a fly ball to right field. Melky Cabrera moves over a few steps. He'll have plenty of room and makes the catch. It ends the 6th inning. To the 7th we go with the Astros on top of the Indians 4-2 in Game 1. The 2018 American League Division Series is presented by T-Mobile. Back at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, the site of Game 1 of the American League Division Series. Astros jumped out to a 4-0 advantage. Indians come back with 2 of their own, and it's now 4-2. The Astros on top as the Indians come to bat in the top of the 7th inning. Ryan Presley got the final 2 outs of the 6th inning. And he's back out there to start the 7th with Josh Donaldson leading it off and swinging for strike 1.
They can reach out in that bullpen and go to Presley, and he can give you a couple of innings. Presley's been hot. He closed out the season with 17 scoreless. This is a fastball. Looks like it either goes either way. Ball's low. Can't want everything.
You seem to, though.
I know. See, I caught myself.
That is Donaldson, Alonso, and Cabrera scheduled to bat here in the inning. 5, 6, and 7 inside this good Cleveland Indians order. Donaldson 0 for 2 today. Two and 2.
Well, the break on this was sideways. Other things sort of stopped and went sideways. Funny swing by Donaldson.
You can see why.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a curveball go down, but it went sideways. Same effect.
Elevates and Donaldson stays alive.
This guy punched out 101 guys. Nobody ever heard of him. He was in Minnesota. I thought that was a great trade. They kind of stole this guy quietly.
Popped up, foul ground. Maldonado going as far as he can, but that'll end up in behind the Astros dugout. They're housed on the first base side here at Minute Maid Park. Yeah, there were some tough decisions for A.J. Hinch as far as his bullpen went.
Yeah.
Guys who were a big part of last year.
Rondon.
Yes.
Smith. Well, not but Smith this year. His side armor. Peacock, right?
Left off this first round. To left center field as Marwin Gonzalez into the rays of sunshine makes the catch. Coming through the windows out there in left center. Donaldson retired for the first out of the 7th. Well, if you're not following MLB on social media, you should be. Follow at MLB on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Game 1 of the ALDS from Minute Maid Park in Houston. With 1 out in the 7th inning, here is Yonder Alonso. 0 for 2, has struck out twice, both swinging. And that was against Verlander.
He's had trouble with the breaking ball today. Good reason why. It's Verlander.
Verlander with 7 strikeouts in his 5 1/3 innings of work today. Shift on him on the right side. Correa joining Altuve and Gurriel.
This is a left-handed hitter that likes the fastball up. You don't see that very often. Left-handed hitters usually like the ball down. He's a high fastball hitter.
19 of his 23 home runs have been against right-handed pitchers. Alonso known more for his bat than his glove. 10 errors at first base, most in the American League.
Oh, that's a lot for a first baseman.
Last in fielding percentage. And a strikeout victim for the third time today. Second strikeout for Presley, 2 down in the 7th inning.
Yeah, once again, Presley goes to the curveball, which has been so successful today. This is the third strikeout here by Alonso. Twist your wrist, take something off, ball goes down. Nicely done.
2 down in the 7th, 4 in a row, retired by Ryan Presley. Here is Melky Cabrera for the third time today. First 2 times has flied out to the left fielder Marwin Gonzalez, both times up to the task.
Well, I tell you what, it didn't start off very good with that wild pitch, huh?
That was a bad start.
That was a really bad start.
And the 2 runs scored were charged to Verlander, as Presley inherited 2 and allowed 2 to score.
See, he's got some hair too. 97 down there.
Back up to their feet again in Houston. On the ground and picked by Presley. To first for out number 3. Nice defensive play by Presley, the pitcher. 7th inning stretch, 4-2 Astros. Back in Houston in game 1, and a look at the game summary as the Astros have a 4-2 lead. Kluber charged with the 4 runs, while Verlander did not allow a hit through the first 5 innings. He leaves after 5 1/3, giving up 2 runs. 3 solo home runs in this game for the Astros. They went back-to-back. Francisco Lindor leading the way offensively. The Indians 1 for 3. Let's go inside the booth, presented by Capital One. And Dennis Eckersley, the Hall of Famer. We started this game talking about the pitching matchup and how good it was going to be. It was for Verlander for the most part, but you think about this game so far, and it's been about the home runs for the Astros. They've got 3 right now.
Yeah, I tell you, they took advantage of Kluber. He wasn't himself. You know, his control was not there. You know, he hit a couple of guys who's behind the count, and a lot of guys finally caught up with him. I think it happened the inning before. He threw a ton of pitches, then the home run ball got him, and that's exactly how, you know, the Astros have scored today, and all of them were no doubters. You know, got a slider there to Springer, the fastball earlier, solo shot to Bregman, the first run, and then Altuve got something, a two-seamer or something that he lost too. So 3 solo home runs, and then you can't forget about Justin Verlander. He was a no-no for 5, and they got him in the 6 for 2.
We got 9, 1, and 2 coming up for the Astros here in the bottom of the 7th inning against Cody Allen back out there again for the Indians. And the final out of the 6th inning. Here he is in the 7th. Martin Maldonado 0 for 2 has grounded out to second and struck out swinging. Foul back and out of play. Kluber went 4 2/3, giving up the 4 runs. Simber an inning. So far, Cody Allen has gone a third. Interesting, before the game we were talking to Terry Francona about how he would use some of his pitchers, and Trevor Bauer's name came up. And he may well start a game in this series, but I asked him if he thought he might use him along the lines of Andrew Miller of the past, and he said yes.
Yes. He's sort of the wild card of that club over there. I mean, they missed him for the last month, and he threw 4 innings. I think it might have been the last day of the season, so he's ready to stretch it out, but they can use him all different which ways, and he's warming up right now. But boy, they missed him. The kind of year he was having, a Cy Young year. I mean, punched out 200 guys in a heartbeat this year.
Maldonado not chasing that ball in the dirt, and it's 2 and 2. He's 0 for 2 in this game, batting from the number 9 spot. Carl Willis, the pitching coach for the Indians. They're on their 3rd pitcher of the afternoon. In the air to left field. Brantley looking up. Astros have gone deep again. 4th time today, and this time it's Martin Maldonado. The number 9 man takes it out of the yard. Astros on top, 5-2.
He did not miss it. 2-2 cross-seam fastball bridge. Simple as that. This kid can hit the fastball. He has trouble with the breaking ball. See what he does with the fastball? High cheese bridge. 94-mile-an-hour fastball up out of the strike zone, and he gets to it and loses it. They're playing solo bridge today, aren't they? 4 of them.
Yeah, bad news is you've given up 4 home runs. The good news is solo shots, all of them. Springer's got one of those solo shots. His was back in the 5th.
That's a fastball way out of the strike zone now.
Springer 1 for 3 today. He grounded out twice prior to the home run we spoke of. Five straight postseason games. Third player in history to do it. This is the 7th time the Astros have hit 4 or more home runs in a postseason game.
Altuve had 3 last year, the first game against the Red Sox. Got a couple off of Chris Sale. You know, nowadays you make a mistake and you pay for it. I mean, you just do. They don't care if they punch out. You have a swing like that, a 2-strike swing and a fastball up out of the strike zone like that. Wow.
Falling fast in. It'll fall off the glove of Ramirez into right center field. Aboard is Springer. Looked like Ramirez may run that down. He appeared to get a glove on it out there in right center.
Boy, that would have been a nice play. He got a great jump on that little flare end of the bat by Springer, and he was off to the races, reaches up and just nicks this thing. Oh, that would have been a nice play. Over the shoulder. I don't know, he's supposed to lay out on that thing. I mean, he probably thought he was going to get it. Little quail.
Terry Francona out to make the pitching change with nobody out here in the 7th inning. Allen surrenders the home run, then the bloop single, and Bauer will make his way in from the pen. The Astros have added a run and have taken a 5-2 lead here in the 7th inning of Game 1. The NLDS, the Rockies and Brewers already underway this afternoon on FS1. It's a 0-0 game in the top half of the 3rd inning in Milwaukee. A new pitcher here for the Indians, their 4th of the day. Enter Trevor Bauer.
What a year he's had. Look at those numbers. 221 punch outs. He had it working until he got drilled in the leg. Broke his leg, didn't he?
Now in here in relief, Terry Francona definitely wanted to get him some work today. It was near the top of his list of things he wanted to get done. Jose Altuve bats with a runner at first, nobody out, run already in. And the Astros have a 3-run lead again. It's now 5-2. Altuve with a home run, his last time up. One of the 4 home runs in this game for Houston.
That's a good way to get Bauer acclimated. Get a little blood flow going on. Nobody out.
The home run for Altuve in the 5th inning, his 8th postseason home run. Ties Carlos Beltran for the most in Houston history. Indians at double play depth here. The runner at first and nobody out.
Yeah, last game of the season, Trevor Bauer went 4 innings out of relief. It was on September 30th. He's pitched out of the bullpen before in his career about 10 times.
In there for a strike, 2-1. Bauer takes over for Cody Allen, responsible for the runner at first. And George Springer held on over there by Yonder Alonso.
Fastball, curveball, changeup.
Snap throw to first, and Springer just gets the hand in. Back safely. Good bid by Yan Gomes.
You aren't kidding. That was close. He just got back. Let's see the tag by Alonso. Behind the back tag, sweeping. Ooh, if he would have taken it right in front of the bag, he might have got him. Or let the ball travel and he might have got him, you know? Tough play.
And Springer diving to the outfield side of the bag at first, eludes that tag. No challenge. Got Yan Gomes, the catcher, with the front door open there. The right-handed hitter firing down to first base.
Bauer's got to throw a strike. Springer's a guy that you think could steal more bags. This year he only stole 6 bases.
Popped up, foul ground. Gomes will give chase, but that'll get back and out of play. Jose Altuve batting here in the 7th inning. With nobody out right now. The Astros on a home run by Martin Maldonado started this inning. Have a 5-2 lead in their half of the 7th.
Well, these Astros, man, they make you work.
Another check on Springer.
You'd think they'd start the runner. Ooh, a little flinch. They don't have to run here. Gomes throws so well. Strikeout, throw him out.
Springer goes. Altuve swings and chops one to third. Donaldson fires across for the out. We started Springer takes second base with now one down here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do. And Altuve knows they're going to run, so he's trying to make contact. He's not coming out of his shoes. Like a breaking ball, 3-2. Gets the job done. I mean, got a guy in scoring position. They're punching out.
Alex Bregman coming up, homered in the 4th inning. He has 5 career postseason home runs, and a list of guys that he has hit it off. Very impressive. 2 off Sale, 1 off Kershaw, 1 off Kenley Jansen, and now 1 off Kluber. Liner foul. So he's hit him off some of the game's best in the postseason.
He's just got that short stroke, you know. He can pull it, hits the ball the other way. He's got power. He's just a special player. He just hasn't been in the big leagues that long, but he plays like he has. Breaking ball, couldn't keep it fair. He was on it out front.
Springer at second, 1 down in the Astros' 7th inning. Runner at second. New signs here from Yan Gomes. For Bauer with a 1-1. Ball 2. Sides a home run for Bregman, which came in the 4th inning. He's also walked and grounded out to second base.
This is playoff baseball. You know, a lot of deep counts. A lot of good at bats.
Bauer's 10th pitch of relief. Line to left field, in for a base hit. Coming around from second is Springer. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. Run will score as they've got Bregman hung up. And they'll run him down for the out. But Springer scores on the single by Bregman, and the Astros up their lead to 6-2.
They just pushed it, man. I thought they had a play at the plate. You saw Brantley. His ball's hit fairly hard, maybe. And you saw Springer. He just took off. I mean, he said, "I'm going. I don't care." I thought he's acting like there's 2 outs. But he's got the ball, and he's at third base, and they cut it off. Must have been offline. We'll never know. Look at this. He's not at third base yet. He's got the ball. He throws it right to Donaldson. He cuts it off. It must have been offline. They get in a rundown, but they'll take that run.
Now a liner to left. Brantley going back, going to be over his head, and 1 hop the wall. Gurriel headed for 2. Standing with a double.
I'm telling you, Gurriel, good breaking ball hitter. That ball jumped off his bat. Got over Brantley's head. I think it's a curveball. He kind of golfs it a little bit. Ball got out there in a hurry. Kicking around, easy double for Gurriel.
2 down. Gurriel at second base. Marwin Gonzalez coming up now for the Astros. They have tacked on 2 more so far here in the 7th. Now have a 6-2 lead in game 1. Gonzalez didn't like it. Hit by a pitch today, popped out to short and singled to right. Also caught trying to steal back in the 5th inning by Yan Gomes. Oh, 2.
You know, starting a runner paid off for them. You think about it. I know you never knew that Gurriel's going to hit a double, but Springer got in the scoring position because Altuve put the ball in play.
Well, 2 runs that score in this inning are charged to Cody Allen. Ended up going a 3rd charge with the 2. field straight away on Marwin Gonzalez. With 2 down here in the 7th inning. Gurriel getting his lead off second. Good sized lead at that. Bouncing in and blocked by Gomes. Nicely keeping it in front of him. No advance for Gurriel.
Gomes is solid behind the plate. Ball's way in front of the plate. That is not an easy block. Smothers that thing.
Swing and a miss, and Bauer is able to strike out Gonzalez and end the inning. But the Astros tack on 2 more and take a 6-2 lead to the 8th inning. Down to the 8th inning with the Astros on top 6-2 in game 1. Lance McCullers Jr. takes over here on the mound for the Astros.
His season was shortened by some right elbow problems, but he's having a good year. You see the numbers again, the strikeouts to innings always there.
Defensive changes. Reddick moving from right to left. Jake Marisnick comes into the game in center. George Springer moves from center to right. Marwin Gonzalez comes out of the game. Oh, what was that?
A little stutter piece. McCullers loves his curveball, man. Captain Hook, he's got a nasty one.
Astros shift here on Yan Gomes, who leads it off in the 8th inning. That just clanks off the glove of Maldonado.
At least it didn't completely miss it like earlier, remember?
Yeah. Gomes has struck out swinging and singled to right. Also scored a run. Foul back.
We haven't seen any curveballs yet, right?
Not so far.
That game, was that against the Dodgers in the World Series where he threw like 23, 24 breaking balls in a row? I mean, unbelievable.
One, two to Gomes. Popped up foul off to the right out of play.
You know, it used to be so easy watching the game, you know, and the catcher with nobody on would give signs, and I know what they're throwing. Now it's terrible. I don't know what he's throwing. He's giving 5 signs. Things have changed today, haven't they?
They're concerned. Everybody's watching.
Everybody's concerned.
Used to just be the guy at second.
Yeah, it bothers me.
On the ground to short. Correa with a long throw and a great arm. Gomes is out number 1 of the 8th inning. Let's take a look at the upcoming 2018 ALDS on TBS schedule presented by T-Mobile. Tonight, of course, the Yankees and Red Sox, 7:30 Eastern. Coverage begins at 7 with the pregame show on TBS presented by the Chrysler Pacifica. Saturday, Game 2's Indians and Astros at 4:30 Eastern. Yankees at Red Sox at 8 Eastern, followed by coverage beginning at 3:30 Eastern. Pre-game show on TBS presented by Chrysler Pacifica.
That's Happ against Sale tonight, Fenway Park.
One down in the 8th. Jason Kipnis 0 for 2, struck out twice, both times looking.
Man, he's got some hair today.
I think most people thought going into that wild card game that Jay Happ would be the starter in that game. Turned out it was Severino.
Speaking of hair, look at that. Who shows up like that? I did. I thought Happ was pitching. Totally. They made out on the deal is what they did. They ended up winning the wild card game and having Happ to pitch too. That's living in it by Boone.
2 down in the 8th inning. Correa making the catch on Kipnis, and McCullers has the first 2 outs here at the top of the 8th inning. 45,514 on hand for game 1 of the American League Division Series. Their Astros enjoy a 6-2 lead. Top of the order coming up for the Cleveland Indians. Francisco Lindor 1 for 3 game.
Speaking of Jay Happ pitching against the Red Sox tonight, he was 7-0. How about that move by the Yankees to get Jay Happ? 7-0. So everybody makes some good moves. We saw Presley in this game. That was a good move by the Astros to get him. Kind of a minor deal when you think about it.
But an inning and 2/3 didn't allow a hit. Liner to right field. Springer goes back and makes the catch, backpedaling onto the dirt of the track to end the top of the 8th inning. To the bottom of the 8th with the Astros on top 6-2. Well, it's game one of the American League Division Series. Thought it was going to be a pitcher's duel, perhaps. Corey Kluber matched up against Justin Verlander, but some home runs in this game for the Astros early on, especially in 4 home runs total. Jose Altuve with one of those home runs of the 4 today for the Astros. They take a 6-2 lead to the bottom of the 8th inning. Dan Otero, the new pitcher for the Indians, becomes their 5th of the day. Otero takes over for Trevor Bauer.
Otero, a single ball pitcher. See the no walks there. Throw strikes. Giving up some bombs though.
Well, tough year for him. You go back looking at his ERA the last 3 years. The year before last, 2016, he had a 1.53. 2017 a 2.85, and this year a 5.22 ERA.
You're going to make contact. You know, he doesn't throw that hard a ball. He hopes the ball sinks.
Correa leading it off here in the 8th inning. Tyler White, Josh Reddick expected to bat here in the 8th inning. Trying to add on to a 4-run advantage. Outfield straight away on Correa. He's been quiet today offensively, 0 for 3. Striking out and flying out twice. On the ground, a deep short, Lindor. 1 down in the 8th inning. Bleacher Report gives you the moments that matter faster. Download the BR app today. One down in the 8th inning. Tyler White coming up here for the Astros. This crowd has had a lot to cheer about today in game 1. White's been on twice today, hit by a pitch in the 2nd, single to center in the 4th inning. Line down to first base in the 6th inning. As we play on in the afternoon here at Minute Maid Park, they have some strange rays of sunshine peeking through the glass out there in the batter's eye, the backdrop created by the glass in left field. It always gets a little tricky here late in the afternoon.
Milwaukee's like that a little bit, isn't it?
True. Roof closed today. Very warm outside, very comfortable and temperature controlled inside.
We'll find out in a while how hot it is outside.
Down the left field line, headed towards the left field corner. It's a fair ball. Rattles around down there. Tyler White scampers to second base, has a 1-out double.
Well, White gets a sinker in on his hands, but it's not hard enough to jam him. Watch this ball sink in on him, and it's just hasn't got enough on it. And he rips it down the left field line. It stays in the ballpark. One hops the wall. Double for White. Astros got to be feeling good about themselves today. The way they've swung the bat, the 4 solos, a few other doubles.
Pinch runner is going to be Miles Straw. He runs for Tyler White, who doubled as the Astros try to add on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's Josh Reddick. Up the middle into center field, a base hit. Here comes Straw, the pinch runner around with the 7th Astros run of the day. 7-2 Houston. RBI single for Josh Reddick.
Nice day for Reddick. A couple RBIs. Once again, sinker right back at you, right between his legs. Otero. Pinch runner Straw just came in the game, and he gets a run scored. The little straw man. You knew he could run.
Second hit, second RBI of the day for Reddick. 7-2 Astros. Martin Maldonado. A home run his last time up in the 7th inning.
Ball about chest high.
So your guy, Strawman, as you called him, he had 70 stolen bases between AA and AAA this year. Yeah,
I had a feeling he could run. So he could be said that he's a straw man.
Yes.
First time I ever seen him.
And you've already named him.
Yeah.
Strawman.
There he is.
There he is.
Yep.
70 stolen bases.
We'll see
AA.
him again. We'll see him again.
And we'll see the Strawman again before the end of this series. We've seen him in game 1. Chopped to short. Lindor shuffles to second for 1 on to first. That is 2. Dug out by Alonso at first base to end the inning, but the Astros add a run. To the 9th we go. Houston on top 7-2. American League Division Series is presented by T-Mobile. It is 7-2. The Astros have the lead over the Cleveland Indians as we head here to the 9th inning. Not a save situation, but Roberto Osuna comes into this game, and it has been a controversial pickup for the Astros this year, to say the least. It's been a strange year for him. May 8th, arrested on a charge of assaulting a female, placed on administrative leave by Major League Baseball. June 22nd, they announced the 75-game suspension for violating baseball's joint domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse policy. It's traded to the Astros for Ken Giles. Then September the 25th, the Senate agreed to a peace bond, charge of assault withdrawn. That peace bond lasts for a year, and the Astros take him on here. And it was interesting because we talked to AJ Hinch about it before the game. How did he handle it? You know, the situation being what it was, coming to join this new team and kind of getting the okay by his teammates, and met with the team. His line to right, and that's going to get in. That fooled Springer in right field.
But personally, I was shocked when Houston did it. I mean, I was, and I'm sure all the baseball world was shocked that Houston did it, but they did. And like you said, Hinch said they talked about it, and they got through it, and now he's part of the team. I mean, he'd have to probably be involved close to it to know that, you know, the details of everything. We're from the outside. We don't know, you know, as far as what it was like for the team to say, okay.
Yeah, and he said he did it with him, went out into the clubhouse with him, stood by him, and they talked about it as a group together.
So he said something about getting, because they give a coat out for the player of the game, right? One of these robes or something. And he was accepted, where he had a great outing, and they gave him the robe. It was a big deal. At least that's what he talked about. But once again, it was a very shocking move to see the Houston Astros do it.
They got Rondon not on the roster. It's a strange looking roster now from a lot of the guys who were here last year. Osuna, the closer, trying to finish it off, gives up a base hit to begin the 9th inning. Jose Ramirez strikes out looking for the first out of the 9th inning.
Oh, a little backdoor slider or whatever, a little breaking ball on the corner. As Ramirez looking, you see it just nips the corner there. Hard little cutter on the outside corner. Jose Ramirez, a pair of shoes for the first out of the 9th inning.
Now one down, Brantley at first base, and Edwin Encarnacion. 0-for-3.
I'll tell you what, Osuna's had some success in postseason. I'll tell you that. He's been in 14 postseason games, 17 innings, only gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, got a 1.0 ERA.
Fly ball down the right field line. On the move is Springer into foul ground. Springer goes into a slide, but ended up a couple rows deep. Long run for Springer. Started this game as a center fielder. Has since shifted to right. One out, Brantley at first base. Justin Verlander started this game for the Astros. He's hitless through 5, went 5 1/3. 2 runs on 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 7. And 16 wins during the regular season. Fly ball, right field, sending Springer back and under. Now in. 2 down in the 9th inning. Don't miss Emmy-nominated Full Frontal with Samantha Bee. All due October 17th at a special time immediately following MLB postseason coverage on TBS. 2 down in the 9th. Michael Brantley at first base here for the Indians. Josh Donaldson the batter as Osuna tries to wrap it up in game 1 of the ALDS. Shot foul.
I'll tell you what, a big game for the Indians tomorrow, that's for sure. The heat is on Carrasco.
Osuna has never faced Donaldson. They were teammates from 2015 through this year. Two down in the 9th inning. 5-run lead for the Astros.
A little opposite location almost, and he didn't get the pitch. Setting up inside a little bit. Had to reach for it.
Pretty close. Two and two.
Little hesitation, cheese. Did you see that?
Just hung there for an extra second. Well,
look at this. Well, we didn't see that, but it got on him. Ball's up out of the zone, but a little hesitation in his windup kind of threw him off balance. Messed with his timing.
They stand as one in Houston. On the ground to short. Correa flips to second, and the Astros have taken game 1. Verlander will get the win. Kluber takes the loss. For Verlander, his 12th career postseason win as the Astros were able to take game 1 of this series.
Yeah, you give Verlander a 4-0 lead, you're looking for trouble.
Coming up after the break, it's a postseason show on TBS with Casey Stern, Jimmy Rollins, Gary Sheffield, and Pedro Martinez. This game takes 3 hours and 36 minutes as the Astros take game 1. For Dennis Eckersley and Hazel May, I'm Don Orsillo saying enjoy the rest of your day. Join us tomorrow for game 2 between the Indians and Astros.